Jasmine claims she can't co-parent with her ex, Brandon, because he's deliberately trying to exclude her from their 2-year-old son's life. But according to Brandon, during their son's second birthday party, Jasmine told him, "The next time you see your son, he'll be dead." After that, Jasmine was investigated by Child Protective Services over allegations that she had beaten her son and her 2 foster daughters with a belt. And now Jasmine suspects Brandon and his girlfriend Pepe made the CPS report against her. And Brandon suspects his son is being abused by Jasmine. You feel like they're trying to cut you out of your son's life, right?
Yes.
What's going on?
We had my son 2 years ago, and we had to go through fertility process, which I paid all of it for. Prior to us getting pregnant, we had took in 2 foster kids. They almost immediately asked us if we would adopt them. We agreed to adopt the girls prior to getting pregnant with my son. Once he got with his girlfriend.
Pepe.
And then once he kind of was deciding that he was going to stay with her, then he backed out of the adoption.
Are you 2 married?
We're not married.
You're not married?
No.
Okay.
So prior to me finding out about her, we were co-parenting pretty well. He was coming to my house on his weekends. He was staying at my house on his weekends. He was sleeping in the bed with me and my son on his weekends. I didn't know till today that supposedly they've been together since July of that year, but he's been staying at my house in July. He was staying at my house in August. He was staying at my house in September after supposedly they were in a relationship. Yeah. Fast forward to December, he came to me, we had a conversation. He told me, let's work on us. He started coming back to my house, spending the night. We was doing things with the kids. So how did it end then? He ghosted me the weekend after New Year's. And so I went to his job to confront him, like, what is going on? Right. How are we working on us? But you ghosted me. He came up with a lie, talking about he went to Florida with his sisters and that the girl went, but there was nothing going on. Then I called her. We eventually agreed to meet up. We met up. We had a conversation. I explained to her that Brandon, the whole month of December, was staying at my house. We were sleeping together, unprotected. We was working on our relationship. We was doing family things. He was at my house Christmas. We taking family pictures. Oh, he told me he was just being nice to you because he wanted to see the kids. And I'm like, but so sleeping at my house, sleeping with me and all of that is him being nice to me? And
certainly sounds nice.
I guess.
Do you still want to be with Brandon?
I do want to be with Brandon.
Yeah.
I waited.
Do you think there's a chance of that happening?
According to him, when we speak about it, it's still a chance.
Do you trust Pepe around your son?
I don't trust her around my son. I don't feel like she'll harm my son, but I don't also feel like she's gonna try to be his mother when she's around him.
What happened at this birthday party?
So at the birthday party, we went off for a walk. We was talking. Initially, the conversation started out great. Then we started arguing. He said some things that hurt my feelings clearly. And so I did say, the next time you see me or my son, we will be dead. And
you said we?
Yeah, we.
Not just him?
No.
Not your son?
No.
You said your son and me will be dead?
Yes.
Why would you say such a thing?
Because I was just angry.
Yeah.
I was angry.
But I mean, it's something unusual for a mom to say.
It is something very unusual for a mom to say, but I feel like nothing phases him. And so
you were trying to really
I was trying to really make him feel how he's been making me feel these last
So then CPS got involved because of that statement.
I'm not really clear.
But it would be a reason if somebody calls CPS and says, hey, she talked about killing her kid and herself.
Of course.
That'd be a reason. What happened with the CPS investigation?
So about a month after that situation, CPS was called. So I left work. In the car, I called Brandon, like, did you call Child Protective Services on me? Because they're at the daycare. No, I didn't call Child Protective Services on you. What do you mean they're at the daycare? Well, then if you didn't do it, meet me at the daycare.
Who do you think called?
Initially, my thought was him.
Right.
He came after the investigator left. We spoke. He spoke to one of my family members that were with me. So immediately, my thought was like, well, dang, maybe he didn't because of his reaction. Like, he was angry, he was crying, he was hurt, he was, all of the things. And the family member that was with me, she just kept saying, I don't know, Jazz, I really just feel like it wasn't him. So my next thought was 2 other people, which was her and another family
think
member
Pepe, you
of
think
mine.
Pepe called?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever physically discipline your kids?
I discipline my children. Yes.
How do you do that?
I'll pop them.
What is a pop?
A pop or a pop on the leg. Punishment, corner.
What happened to your son's ear?
Yeah, I was putting away laundry. My kids were running back and forth from my room to their room. And next thing I know, my son is crying. He comes to me, I pick him up. I'm like, what happened? But he's uncontrollably crying. I feel something on my arm. I look down, I see blood. And immediately I put him down so I can kind of see where's this blood coming from. I noticed it was his ear. When I seen his ear, I almost wanted to throw up. I called 911 immediately. I called my family members immediately because I knew we have to go to the hospital.
What happened?
I don't know what happened.
I mean, that's a
don't
pretty
know.
jagged cut.
It
in
is
his
a
ear.
jagged cut. So while we was in the hospital, yeah, it's bad.
I don't even like looking at that.
A piece of it actually had to be taken off on the bottom.
Oh, he's 2 years old.
He's 2 years old.
Could he verbalize to you what happened?
He kept saying his sister. So when I got to the hospital, called me, and she had my kids, and she said that my oldest daughter said that my middle daughter was trying to cut his hair and cut his ear.
Yeah, but you didn't do it.
I did not touch
All right,
it.
let's meet Brandon.
So you feel like I would abuse my child? You feel like I would abuse my child?
Who else did it?
Feel like
You
I
can't
would
come up
abuse
with
my
no
child.
liable excuse
You
on
feel
how
like
his
I
hair
would
cut.
abuse
Who
my
else
child.
is in the house?
What other bruises
I
have
don't
you
wanna
seen
hear it.
on him at your
A lot.
house?
All the
When?
marks that I called you and asked you about.
When?
Every time you let me get in.
When? What time? What marks?
The
Where was
marks
these
on
marks?
his back, the marks
What
on his face,
back?
the
What
multiple
marks on
times
his
he's
face?
been to the hospital with all these bumps.
He's
I
been
ain't
to the
trying to hear that.
hospital as an infant, and he went to the
Right, he's
hospital
still
for
an
anal
infant. What are you
stenosis.
talking
He's
about?
not.
He
He's
ain't
a
that
toddler.
old. He's
He's a
2.
toddler, and you was with me for most of the time that he went in the hospital. And let's not act like you don't abuse, if you want to call it abuse, because you have spanked the girls.
I
So say
popped
you
them
haven't.
just like you.
Okay, so then where's the abuse?
I didn't say that you were an abuser. You brought me here trying to see if I was.
I didn't bring you here to see if you was an abuser. I brought you here to see if you called Child Protective Services on me to try to take our son.
Did you?
I did, no.
No, you didn't call.
Absolutely not.
When
I've
you-
told
when
her
she-
multiple times.
When she made that statement to you at the birthday party about the next time you're going to see your son, me and him are going to be dead. Mm-hmm. What ran through your head?
I kind of started panicking in my head. I got emotional, started tearing up, and got in my car, pulled off.
You're a great actor.
When's the last time you saw your son?
In the hospital on 4th of July.
Okay. Why haven't you seen him since then?
She won't let me.
No, I don't let you see him.
Why?
Because I told you could see him whenever you want. Don't bring her.
This is your son.
Right.
Do you make an effort to see him?
No.
Yes, very much so.
How,
I
You
call
what
her
happens?
all the time.
No, but
You
why not-
don't.
You know where your son's at, right?
Yes.
Why don't you just go over there?
Because she'll call the police.
And I've never called the police on you. I've never called the police on you.
That's
the
a bold
only
face
time
lie.
I called
She's
the police
called the police on
excuse
me
me,
multiple
the
times.
only time I called the cops on you, Brandon, was one time, and you choked me in
That's
her
not
driveway.
true.
That is the only time.
That is
All
not
the
true.
other times the cops came,
That
all
is
the
not
other
true.
times the
Is
cops
that-
came,
is that
it's because
true?
you called them. You
Yes,
called
I
them.
Did you
Yes.
choke her?
You called
Yes.
them with my son in his
choked her?
hand,
Yes.
with my son
She
in
started
his
hitting
arm.
me. She
I didn't
tried to-
touch you.
she
I
tried
didn't
to take
touch you.
my
I had
son
the
out
text
my arms.
messages
It
of you
was- it
saying
was
you
my
didn't even. I
weekend.
didn't touch you, and you
Did
apologized
the
for
police?
choking me.
What happened when the police got there?
They
They
said the
took
same
both
thing.
stories, no marks,
there
so
was-
they couldn't
Right.
do nothing.
All right. Do you love her?
No, not anymore.
Do you-
I have love for her because
So
she's
you don't want
want
to be back with her? Were you falsely leading her on when you were with Pepe, sleeping at her house, making love to her?
Because apparently y'all been together
So-
since July. I've been asking you, when did you get with her? You kept telling me we ain't start dealing with each other till October. You've been at my house in July, but you told producers you and her been together since July. She told producers that you and her been together since July.
We met in July.
No, that's not
We
what you
met
said.
at a 4th of July
That's not what you
party.
said.
Hold on.
That's
But
not what you said.
Again, I was single.
Right. but I'm
Doesn't
saying,
matter, but you were still
were
sleeping in my bed and
were
sleeping
you-
at my house.
So is that true?
Yes, this was the only way I was able to see my
The
child.
lies.
I used to take him-
Lies.
I used to take
He
him
had the
and
option
go
to
to
come
my
to my
friend's
house and see him
house.
or go to his mother's house and see him because I just told you after the weekend he ghosted me when he had my child. I said, I'm not going through that type of
Do you
anxiety
see
anymore.
how I can't even talk with her?
Because
right
you're a
now?
liar.
Okay, let's bring out, she's your current girlfriend?
Yes.
Pepe.
delusional.
This is
And
what I
you're
gotta deal
delusional,
with.
bitch.
Oh, you
because
is.
he was me the whole time.
The whole time.
That's fine. She could be
You
too.
a liar.
What bitch stays that's still
Girl, if it...
right? Because you know he was sleeping at my house.
have boundaries.
You
You
knew
don't.
he was sleeping
I
at
have
my house.
boundaries.
You
don't.
knew he was sleeping
I
at
have
my house.
boundaries.
I
Sit
didn't know
down.
nothing about you,
hold
but
on.
you knew about me.
Hold on. Did you call CPS on her?
Oh, no, sir.
No, she didn't. No, she tried to
I
lie.
invited
She
her
tried
to
to sit
lunch.
down and lie to
I
me in the
invited her to
conversation.
lunch.
We asked Pepe, did you make a notification to CPS by means of a phone call about Jasmine abusing her children with a belt? You answered no. Do you have personal knowledge of who notified CPS in reference to Jasmine abusing her children with a belt? You answered no. Did you participate in any way with notification to CPS in reference to any investigation of abuse of children by Jasmine? You answered no. The results came back all the same, and it came back that Pepe told the truth.
So what you gonna say now?
You still can't be around my child. And you still can't. I don't look dumb. I look dumb because I wanted to answer.
No,
I look dumb because I wanted to answer.
You
So
wanna-
what? Then you
You
still
look
can't be around
dumb.
my child. So
You
that's
look-
fine.
you look
I don't
dumb.
I don't care.
Okay, Brandon, you took a lie detector test.
Yep.
And we asked you, did you make a notification to CPS by means of a phone call about Jasmine abusing her children with a belt? You answered no. Do you have personal knowledge of who notified CPS in reference to Jasmine abusing her children with a belt? You answered no. Did you participate in any way with the notification to CPS in reference to an investigation of abuse of children by Jasmine? You answered no. The results came back all the same, and it came back that Brandon told the truth.
Another dumb. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that they didn't do it.
You
I'm
didn't
happy
call on
more
yourself,
so
right?
that he didn't do it.
You didn't call on
I
yourself.
did not.
Okay. All right, Jasmine.
You're just crazy.
You took multiple lie detector
I did.
tests,
Cuckoo.
and I'm going to read the first one,
Okay.
and then we'll get to the other two.
Okay.
We asked Jasmine, did you make the phone call and notification to CPS on yourself? She answered no. Did you have someone you know make the call to CPS on yourself? You answered no. Results came back to both questions. It came back that you told the truth. We asked you, did you ever at any time strike your 4-year-old foster daughter with the belt? You answered yes. You did strike your
They
daughter.
had a spanking before by both
With the
me
belt?
and him.
With the belt?
Yes, it was up high. Brandon's done it too. So yeah, go ahead.
So you used the belt.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you should be using the belt?
No, probably. not.
Yeah, probably not. 4-year-old? No.
Yeah.
Did you ever at any time strike your 5-year-old foster daughter with a belt? You answered yes.
Correct.
And I'm just suggesting
Same
maybe
situation.
you don't do that.
Right.
Okay. Did you ever at any time strike your 2-year-old with the belt? You answered no. Did you cause the laceration to your son's ear? You answered no. Did you cut your son's ear for punishment purposes? Whew, that'd be terrible. You answered no. Results came back all the same, and it came back that Jasmine told the truth. I'm going to ask you to leave the stage,
Thank you.
Pepe.
Because she can't control herself.
That's fine. Because, but here's the deal. When it comes down to it,
Right.
it's your son and her son. You're not going to be together anymore, and I'm sure that probably hurts you a little
It
bit.
does.
Yes. Can he come over and see your
I
son?
told him he could anytime.
Are
he
you going to
wants
go over there and see your son?
That's the only way I can see my son.
Will
is
you
if I
do
go
that?
spend time with
Will
her.
you-
You don't have to
I
spend time with
have
him.
multiple
He hasn't.
times.
He
She
hasn't.
But not
just said I
since-
was staying at her house just
Before
to
her.
see my kid.
Before
It's the
her.
only reason
But
I
you
was
haven't-
It wasn't because you
Okay.
was in my
Hold on a
house
second.
sleeping with me.
You haven't seen your son since July. Mm-hmm. Will you go over there, say, in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, I just don't want to sit at her house.
I understand that.
So I've offered to take him
at
out.
some point, you got to get over your hurt feelings, because if you don't, the only person that's going to pay for it is your
Our
son.
son.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
Good luck to you.